WRFM News for our sponsor Guardia Jewellery, Toronto Town Square and the Esplanade, Warners Bay.
It's 2 o'clock. Good afternoon. I'm Jacinta with 2NURFM Hunter News. A man has been arrested in the Hunter region over a gun theft while impersonating a police officer in October 2014. 2 revolvers were stolen from a Clarencetown property by 2 men claiming to be police officers. A 32-year-old man was arrested yesterday at Newcastle Police Station. Media Liaison Officer for Police Headquarters, Tarek Al-Asawi, says the man has been charged and now awaits court.
Yesterday morning, he was charged with aggravated enter dwelling with intent, acquire firearm without permit, impersonate police officer and exercise powers functions, and supply prohibited firearm to unauthorized person. He remains in custody.
A hotel employee has been charged with sexually assaulting an unconscious woman in a Tighes Hill hotel. Emergency services were called to the Royal Oak Hotel this morning to treat the woman, who was found on a footpath. The 65-year-old employee was refused bail and will appear before Newcastle local court. A man and 2 women have been charged with attempting to smuggle drugs into Cessnock jail. One of the women involved was found with 7 balloons filled with heroin and prescription medication, and the others were allegedly carrying green vegetable matter. State police are cracking down on illegal contraband. Hunter petrol prices are expected to remain steady in the face of the biggest quarterly price jump in 25 years. According to the latest ComSec report, Sydney prices could reach $1.50 per litre by Friday this week, but Newcastle's will likely stay at around $1.38. NRMA Hunter Director Kyle Loade says the Hunter isn't subject to the same sliding scale as its counterparts.
Hunter pricing tends to be more stable. We don't have the lows, but we don't have the highs. We just stay somewhere in the middle. So it means that we get more consistent pricing. The current price rises are simply part of their normal cycle, and we don't have a cycle, so it just means that it's fairly even and middle of the road pricing here in the Hunter.
Newcastle Council will go ahead with an unprecedented infrastructure spending spree next year, as rates are set to rise by almost 47%. The rate hike will allow Council to pay for the renovation of City Hall, the revitalisation of Hunter Street, and also improvements to parks and cycleways. Lord Mayor Nuatali Nelms says ratepayers can expect to pay a little bit extra each week.
Look, the average rate will increase around $1.90 per week this year. So that's the average residential rate, and the average business rate is around under $10.
Cessnock residents have raised concerns over a proposed childcare centre to be built next door to a pub. The plan comes in response to a recent survey showing high demand for childcare centres in the area, with the site also being convenient to the local community. Cessnock councillor Cordelia Troy says more needs to be done to meet childcare demands.
It only goes part of the way. There's a massive demand for local childcare centres. It's been identified that there's a lack of facilities for families in our local area, and this goes some way to filling that gap.
Singleton Council has announced they will agree to the formation of the Hunter Valley Wine and Tourism Alliance as a means of increasing the number of visitors to the wine country. The alliance aims to promote harmony across the Hunter and drive growth in the local economy. Brian McGuigan from the Hunter Valley Wine and Tourism Alliance says the agreement will benefit the local community as well.
I would say that you'll see greater numbers of people coming to the district because we are going to be able to better coordinate their visits to our region and, of course, supply them with all the facilities they need, be that accommodation, food, restaurants.
In finance, the All Ords is up 58.4 points at 55.93, and $1 Australian is buying 77.20 US cents.
Sport for our sponsor, NewcastleCheapestCars.com.au.
The Newcastle Knights are looking to start fresh, coming off last week's bye, with captain Kurt Gidley urging any teammate not 100% committed to the team to move on. Currently sitting at 14th on the ladder, the Knights are looking to get their season back on track, starting with their match against the Sharks on this Sunday. Gidley is hopeful injured key players will recover in time.
Yeah, look, there's been plenty of injuries in key positions. Hopefully Tyrone's back this week. Mullo's back training, which is good to see. Yeah, so we'll see how they go at the end of the week.
Meanwhile, Newcastle Knight Chad Redmond is headed to Coolangatta today to start his new contract with the Gold Coast Titans. The 22-year-old will meet his new teammates later today and begin training for their upcoming game against the Warriors this Saturday. And Jets youth midfielder James Baresi has returned to the field after a tear to his anterior cruciate ligament kept him out of action for a lengthy 10 months. The 19-year-old underwent knee reconstruction and is keen to keep working on his recovery. That's Sport on Reese Wicks.
2NURFM News Time is 2:05.